You're live on the cloud. Now what? The journey is just beginning. Hello, and welcome back to another edition of our podcast series talking about Workday release management. Really excited to be joined once again by two of my Workday team colleagues, Bryce Beagley and Kristen Rusnick. Kristen and Bryce, thanks so much for joining me as we talk about the final step in our release management process, that support and innovate. So we've made it through our release cycle. We're now maybe taking a deep breath, taking a sigh of relief. We got through it, but we can't lose sight of the fact that there's another release coming. So Bryce, what should an institution be doing between the end of one release and the start of the next release cycle to really be prepared and be in a position to have success when it does come time for that next set of release management activities?
Yeah, Kyle, I think you said it right there. You know, everyone's breathing a sigh of relief coming out of a release cycle, making sure they got everything tested and done on time. There's such a short window to review everything. But I think my biggest piece of advice is to not let that date, that production date of those new features be the last time you look at release management. There's so much that could happen, whether you're looking back at features that were opt-in that you may have missed, or kind of planning ahead as to how to strategize and make the next round a little bit, happen a little more smoothly. This is really where Workday Adoption comes in. So this is a functional area that helps you to unlock the full value of Workday. It includes adoption planning, Workday usage metrics, and adoption navigator. So those are really great tools to help you with setting up your roadmap for adopting releases in between those major release dates that happen twice a year. So you can understand how your organization is using Workday and those new features. You can identify opportunities for improvement, and you can share insights along those lines with your management team, with your change management and training team, so that they can improve along the way as well. Specifically, though, I wanted to call out the adoption planning internal roadmap tool. And this is really what's going to help you to plan for future releases and all of those short-term upgrades in between that could occur. So this tool, use this with your team to review new features, perhaps, several times a quarter, a few times a quarter, that you didn't get to in the last release. I know everyone is really focused on what's required, and then they get to, pick a few things that they can opt into, but in the back of their mind, they've really got this long wish list that, we got to get on paper, we got to get into the system and start putting on the roadmap. There's so much nice, new functionality that can really enhance your Workday environment. And if you never get to it, you never get to enjoy it. So I really think the adoption planning roadmap tool is what's going to help a lot of our clients get to, see the real potential of those releases that they can't get to in such a short time frame.
I agree. That's such a strategic tool. Another thing I'd like to mention is I'm just doing a lessons learned. Looking back of what happened throughout that release and making a plan for the future will really help your organization. What did you guys enjoy doing, working well together? What are the things that you guys could have done better? Looking at kind of your timeline, was there anything that you guys could have stretched out? So really trying to analyze what's happening within your organization as well. So then you're able to use the tools that Workday is providing to you together to create a really holistic plan for the next time around.
I like a lot of those points. I think ultimately, right, sounds like it's about strategizing. How can we be more proactive and forward thinking and looking ahead, as opposed to just reacting to, oh my gosh, there's another release. What are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? So let's, make sure you're taking advantage of that time in between to really lay out a plan for yourself and your institution. Kristen, Bryce, thank you so much for your perspective. Appreciate your time today. And thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope this session helped you see through the clouds. See you next week.